Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing protocols for travel into what's being called the Phuket Sandbox. This is the current initiative which is providing, basically, you don't have to quarantine for as long by going into Phuket Sandbox, but you do have to remain on Phuket Island for 14 days. It's basically the gist of it is currently in Thailand, everyone is required to quarantine for 14 days upon arrival, including Thai nationals. And the Phuket Sandbox kind of mitigates this in a sense. It doesn't require one to be sort of cooped up in a room for 14 days straight. Presently, travel inbound any other place in Thailand, for example, Bangkok or Chiang Mai, you're going to still have to go ahead and do quarantine. But for Phuket, they have created this, and I'm sure regular viewers know exactly what I'm talking about, but for anybody who's coming onto this video sort of cold or new, they've instituted this Phuket Sandbox. And a recent article from the Phuket News, that's the PhuketNews.com, article is titled, Phuket Officials Issue New Order for Sandbox Tourist Arrivals from July 1. Phuket officials have issued a comprehensive provincial order including all of the key requirements and conditions for international tourists entering the province from July 1st. So to be clear, this is the issued order. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're going to be dealing with. A lot in here. I urge folks to go to the Phuket News' website directly and read this article. Lots of information in here. I'm just talking about sort of the bare bones, if you will, the skeletal protocols, requirements associated with getting in. Now, things like your travel plans thereafter in Phuket, or things, rules regarding your stay in Phuket, etc. There's a lot of information in this article. We're trying to make other videos to provide some insight into those slightly more nuanced or detailed issues. We will keep folks updated on this channel as best we can. But for now, this is kind of the basics of what we're looking at. To be clear, what we're quoting from here is the full order issued yesterday, and this was published Saturday, 26 June 2021, was publicly posted online yesterday in Thai. The full order in English is as follows. And many thanks again to the Phuket News. This is really useful information for folks. Again, if you're watching this video, go to the Phuket News' website and check this out directly. Support the opening of Phuket Sandbox City effective from July 1, 2021 onwards. So that's sort of just the title of the order. Article 1, measures for travelers entering the kingdom at Phuket International Airport for foreigners and Thai people. Travelers must have the following qualifications and practices. 1, must be a traveler from a low-risk or medium-risk country according to the criteria set by the Ministry of Public Health and Tourism Authority of Thailand. In case of traveling from other countries, must reside in the country specified above for at least 21 days before entering Phuket. 2, must have a certificate of entry to the kingdom, that's COE. Must be vaccinated as recognized in Thailand, 2 doses according to vaccine time, at least 14 days before travel, and have a document certifying vaccination. That's also known as a vaccination certificate or vaccine certificate. We've discussed that in other videos on this channel. Children under 6 years old can travel with their parents. Moving forward, number 4, must have a medical certificate with a laboratory result indicating that COVID-19 is not detected by RT-PCR method up to 72 hours prior to departure. If you have been infected, you must receive 2 scheduled injections according to the type of vaccine at least 14 days prior. Must have an insurance policy in the amount of not less than $100,000 that covers healthcare and medical expenses or any other collateral expenses in case of COVID-19 infection throughout the traveler's stay in the kingdom. As we've discussed in other videos, that's the so-called COVID insurance. Quoting further, must have a COVID-19 test by RT-PCR method 3 times. Now this is once you've gotten in the sandbox. This is what the protocols are. RT-PCR method 3 times. First time will be on the date of arrival in the kingdom, day 0. At Phuket Airport, the tourist must stay in the hotel room for 1 night to wait for the results. Now, that's a key point here. I don't know a lot of people are understanding, I don't know if people think they just get out of the airport and they can kind of wander around Phuket. No, it appears that one of the requirements is basically not unlike how one is shuttled here in Bangkok from, they're sort of put on a van usually to their hotel, their quarantine hotel. In Phuket, yes, on the first night that appears to be, I think that's what it's going to look like. And then you got to wait for your results, and then the next day, once your results come in, you're sort of free to roam about the island, I guess. The tourist is to receive notification of the results on the second day through the manager, COVID-19 manager. The second time will be on day 6 and 7 at the hotel or by laboratory, outside lab, by the contracting hospital assigned to provide COVID test services to the hotel where the tourist is staying. The third test will be on day 12 through 13 at the hotel, residence, or laboratory, outdoor lab, by the contracting hospital. Okay. Further, must stay at a hotel that has received SHA Plus certification in Phuket for a period of 14 nights before being allowed to travel outside of Phuket to travel in other provinces. In case of staying less than 14 nights, must travel outside the kingdom only. So you could leave again if you don't stay the full 14 nights, but you can't leave the province and go to another province in Thailand. Travelers can travel in Phuket and carry out tourism activities and visit service establishments that have received SHA Plus standards under the DMHTTA measures. We're going to do another video contemporaneously with this one. Well, we're doing one probably after I get done with this one, but just to be clear what that DMHTTA stands for. Distancing, mask wearing, hand washing, temperature testing, and application. And by application, they mean installing the tracking app. And finally, number 10, being redundant here, I guess, a little bit, install the Thailand Plus application and the Morchana tracing application. Looks like you have to install both Thailand Plus and Morchana and allow the geographic coordinate system, GPS, to be tracked through the application throughout the period of stay in Thailand. So that's what things are looking like as far as the basic protocols for those coming in. And it does look like this is going to be coming online July 1. We are making other videos contemporaneously with this one to try and keep you updated. We will try to keep you updated on this channel as the situation continues to evolve.